Good morning. Day 7 update. Ooh, okay, so this morning was pretty rough. It wasn't as bad as yesterday, I don't think, but it was definitely hard. Uh, I didn't run not a single step. I just didn't have it. It was hurting. My whole body was hurting. My feet, my knees, my ankles, my back, usual suspects. But I kind of had a realization, not to get too super deep or metaphorical. I mean, you know how deep I am typically, but I was thinking about the pain, and I was thinking about how it affects me. And so when I would walk, I would feel the pain in my foot. Let's just use that for an example. One example. My foot would hurt. And so I found that my instinct was to ignore it completely. No, it doesn't hurt. I'm good. Just keep going. Just ignore it and it'll go away. When that didn't work, I was like, let me just focus all of my attention on that one spot and see if I can will it to go away. And and that didn't work. That only intensified it. And honestly, I think both methods are completely wrong. So at the end of the day, if you're ignoring pain, you're ignoring what's real, what's happening. Pain is your body's signal to your brain to say, hey, wait a minute, something ain't right. This ain't right. Now, you have to be conscious enough to receive that information and then also process it in a way that is not fearful or over-exaggerated or under-exaggerated. And so by focusing all my attention on the pain, it just made it hurt worse because that's all I could think about. I couldn't work my way out of being afraid that, I have a stress fracture or I have a bone spur or all these other things in my head that, at one point in time I talked myself and I had foot cancer, which I didn't even know was a thing or not. But this fear was just going around in my head and just freaking out. So I think that the right answer is to find, what's real, what's your ground, where do you fall back to when you're afraid? Because that's what the pain was doing for me. It was making me scared, and I either ignored it or I completely focused on it. Well, if I can root myself in what's real, so what's real for me, my family, God, my faith, then I can put things in perspective. It gives everything scope. So if something hurts, and I can fall back on my family and say, you know what, this is what's important. How does it affect this relationship, or how does it affect my belief in God? Is there something in the scripture that maybe brings me solace? And obviously I'm talking a little bit more about emotional pain at this point, or mental capacities, mental faculties to keep going. Physical pain is real. It's a thing. It's your body telling you something's up. But those emotional things or mental things, they're more powerful because, my foot hurts, but I still did 5 more miles on it. So it really wasn't mechanically wrong. I'm alive, I'm still moving. So the physicality of the problem is not that big, but the mental aspect was crushing. I was ready to throw in the towel and be like, you know what, I'm never going to succeed. But then I fell back on God, and I prayed, and I thought, and I considered, and I processed, and I was like, you know what? It's probably due to the fact that I've done about 1 million more miles than I have done ever in my life over the past week, and my foot's sore. That's it. Once I get back to normal routine, it'll be better. But it took a moment for me to stop and really reflect to work through that. And I think that was certainly a great realization I had, and it's something I'm going to take away from this experience, is that no matter what the situation is, if you can take the time to find your center, find your ground, for me that's faith and family, then it helps me put things in perspective, because maybe the right answer is, stop. You need to go to the doctor. Anyhow, I'm going to go probably fall down on the floor and sleep for about an hour and a half. But a couple more days and we're all done. Take care. Bye.